Welcome to the MBU Baseball Coaches Show with Coach Ushold, the Hall of Famer, and I'm your host, Guy Danoff. And Coach, I want to say welcome again to another Coaches Show. I see you've been traveling to Ohio, and then, of course, you had the Clay Pfeiffer tournament at home a few weeks ago. And I want to start with Coach. How are you doing? Now we've been kind of in the monsoon with now the heavy rains as of late.
Well, like I told you, man, we need to start gathering animals and building an ark. I don't know. We're supposed to get about another inch of rain today, and it's just been – I've spent the last 2 days with Coach Fletcher. He's awesome over at William Woods, trying to figure out a way to – because neither one of us really wants to play on Monday because we both have conference next week Thursday also. And so we're trying to figure it out. Thankfully, we're able to get Car Shield tomorrow, and we're going to play there. And then Saturday is probably right now we can't find anything because, high school season opens up on Saturday in Missouri, state of Missouri. So all the turf fields are just basically booked. And a lot of turf fields still aren't letting – within the St. Louis County are not letting outside people come in yet. So we don't have anything lined up for Saturday. So right now we're looking at tomorrow at Car Shield and Monday at William Woods, 4-game series.
All right, so with that, why don't you kind of catch Spartan fans up to speed as now the team is now 7-6, and kind of catch us up from the tournament that we had a few weeks ago, and kind of give us how that 4-game series went as then we go into your recent road trip to Ohio.
Yeah, we had the Clayton Pfeiffer Memorial Invitational, 4 really good teams: Peru State, Indiana Tech was at the College World Series the last time the College World Series was played. Central Methodist is now ranked 5th in the country. And so we played each team one time. We opened up with Peru State, played well. Matt Hess pitched extremely well, won 5-1 over Peru State. And then we had 2 tight ones with Indiana Tech and Central Methodist. Weren't able to pull out either one of them. We actually had a 2-run lead in the last inning against Central Methodist, 2 outs, and gave up a home run for them to take the lead.
Wow.
So we're basically a pitch away, and the guys were right there, and weren't able to come back in that one. And Indiana Tech's just a well-coached team, and we lost that one, I think, 6-4. So it was a good but a tough weekend in that vein. And then it was nice to have Dan Chinichi come out. Dan is Clay's dad, and Dan threw out the first pitch of the game on Friday because usually we have a banquet and we do some other things to honor Clay. And unfortunately, this year we're not able to do that. For different reasons, COVID being one of those reasons we were not able to do that. So that was good to see Dan Chinichi out there and honor Clay with a really good weekend of baseball, just good baseball. Every game was pretty tight. And so it was a good weekend of baseball. And then was fortunate to travel up to Northwestern Ohio this weekend. It sounds like it's far away, but it's only about 6.5 hours, 6 hours, 15 minutes, and play a very good Northwestern Ohio team. And behind a great performance by Mason Palmiere. And then on game 3, we had a great performance on the mound by Matt Hess and Billy Heel. We were able to get 2 out of 3 against a good Northwestern Ohio team. So we're sitting at 7-6 right now. Do I wish our record was a little bit better? Yeah. Could it be a little bit better? Yeah, it could be. But, we are where we're at right now, and we've played a very good schedule. I feel we're prepared to jump into conference tomorrow.
Well, Coach, with that, if I'm looking at the records right, I mean, you've played, 5 ranked teams already? Yeah. Or 5 teams that have been to the World Series before?
Yeah, we've played 5 teams that have been to the World Series previously. And so, we're excited about that. And we've played actually Oklahoma City's ranked, I think they were 14 or 16. Indiana Tech was top 12. They were number 12. Central Methodist was 10 at the time. Northwestern's receiving votes. So, we feel good about the competition and trying to help these guys understand. It's just and everybody's dealing with this, guy, so I want to be careful when I say it, but it's just such a extremely different year from any other year I've experienced, not in just my 22 years at Missouri Baptist, but just almost 30 years of college coaching. It's just a really strange year, and trying to get guys, we were limited in some of the things we could do in the fall. And I think one of the things that brings us we do some good team building stuff that we're not permitted to do in the fall. And we do a lot of stuff in the weight room that was kind of truncated a little bit too in the fall. Mm-hmm. So I think guys are still trying to figure it out. They're still trying to figure each other out. And the newer guys are trying to figure out me as a head coach, and our staff and how we go about things. So I think we're right there on the cusp of it. We've got the talent, we got the guys. They put the time in. It's just a matter of we've played good. We've played very good at times. At times we've played very good. I mean, when you get a win over Oklahoma City, the way we played against Central Methodist and Northwestern, it's a good team. We took 2 out of 3 from them. We've played very good at times, and then at times we've just been a different team. So you look at this weekend, past weekend on Friday, the first game, we played a very good game. Made an error in the first inning that cost 200 runs for Mason. But other than that, they did nothing against them. And then the next game, we kicked the ball around, which we haven't done a lot this year, but we kick it around. I think make 5 errors, and then we come back on Saturday against probably their best arm, and we play very well defensively for the most part, and find a way to hang around and win a game at the end. So it's just, I don't know. We're trying to figure it out as we go, man. I like this group. I like these guys. I think we got what we need. We just got to go out and do it.
Well, let's talk about after 13 games. There are some Spartan standouts that I'd really like to highlight, and of course, I think any conversation always has to start with this guy. Let's talk about obviously Steffler. And I don't know about you, Coach, but those numbers are awfully impressive with a 426 batting average, 451. Leads the team with 13 RBIs. But that OPS, that is a fantastic number at 1.153. And let's just face it, this guy works really hard. He's been extremely consistent. And your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he has been. I mean, and Trey's put a lot of time in, as have all the guys. I mean, they've worked hard. Like some of these guys are grinding it out. Trey's slightly ahead of, he's been really consistent. And on the other side of that, Kyle O'Brien's had some really big hits for us. And, so Trey's in the 1 spot now, Kyle's in the 3 spot, and Trey just gets on base a lot. And that's why we decided about a week ago, let's put him in we're putting at the leadoff spot. We started that. Started leading him off at the Pfeiffer, so I think he's led off 6 games now, and he's done a good job in that spot. Trey doesn't strike out a lot, and he gets on base. And if you make a mistake on him, he's gonna hurt you. And it seems like, I don't know. It's an interesting thing with Trey is he seems like he elevates his game against really good pitching.
Mm-hmm.
He gets better pitching, and you would think and I don't want to let that secret out, but he hits lefties as good, if not better, left-handed hitter than he does right-handed. We're at the Pfeiffer tournament. We saw 3 really good left-handers in a row. I mean, and he knocked the ball around them. I think he ended up being like 8 for 12 that weekend, and a couple home runs, and led the weekend in RBI. So yeah, he's put a lot of time in, and from him to DJ is a guy who started here as a freshman, and DJ's just grinder. He's a grinder. He's getting after DJ Smith, and our top 4 or 5 guys are doing a good job. We have to do a better job of putting the ball in play.
Right.
We've got the ability to do some things, but we're striking out too much right now. And the guys know that. We've talked about it. We're working at it. And it's just a matter of we're leaving too many guys on base. And Trey's been very successful. I mean, at the top of the order, but there's times when we're all kind of scuffling a little bit. And I think when this team really, when he does well, it kind of leads our offense, and it leads down to everybody else. To when that puts in a position where Kyle's coming up, guys are on base. When guys are on base, Kyle tends to come through for us, and so it's a combination of all those things. But to speak directly to Trey, yeah, he's put in a lot of time. He's a fun guy to coach. He's fun to be around. And he handles himself pretty well. And he's taken the adjustment of going from third base to left field. And he actually came up to me. We were kind of working him and Kyle back and forth early on between third and left field. And he came to me and said, "Hey, Coach, I'm good in left field. Just keep me out there."
Wow.
Yeah, he came to me and was just like, "Just keep me out there. Yeah, I feel good out there. Let's just go with this." So
I think
he's done a good job out there.
I think one of the things that he impresses upon me is just his mindset. He's one of those, you hear the cliche of, baseball or sports in general is 80% mindset with great attitude. He's one of those players, definitely. He's definitely a Spartan who I absolutely just respect so much. All right, moving forward, also Carter Mize. I mean, Carter's, again, you have 3 guys well over 450 and on base, Coach. I mean, this is a good way to start that lineup. Carter's, again, been consistent this year. And then, of course, Mr. Timely himself, Kyle O'Brien, leads the team in homers, second in RBIs. And to your point, he's been coming up with some pretty big hits. And a little bit to Kyle's development, because he seems to be, starting to come into his own.
Well, and Kyle and, Manny Garcia were two guys that we recruited heavy 2 years ago, and they decided to go to Division I schools, which I understand. And they're back here, and which is good because they're both very good players and they're really quality young men, which is even better. Kyle's just a good dude, but Kyle basically against Northwestern Ohio, you can't say one guy won or lost to games for us, but we were down 3-2 in the fifth inning, a 7-inning game, and Mason's throwing really well, and Kyle hits a grand slam in the fifth inning, and we go up 6-3, and then we win that game 7-3, and then 2 games later, game 3, the getaway game, and we're down, we're scuffling, we don't even have a hit. We have 1 hit through 6 innings, and we're in the 7th inning. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Kyle goes oppo left field off the fence. 1 hops the fence, scores 3 runs. We win the game 4-2. So Kyle's been pretty clutch, and all these guys are starting to trying to figure it out. And here's the thing: a lot of these guys, I know everybody else is dealing with it, but we don't have the advantage of being in the South and some other things that are going on. I mean, they haven't played a whole lot of baseball in the last year. And that's not an excuse. That's just because everybody in our conference is dealing with the same deal. But they haven't played a whole lot of baseball, and they haven't seen a whole lot of live pitching.
Right.
The live pitching that they've seen, they know each other, and they start figuring each other out, and in the fall with inter squads and everything. So it's just you're not trying to make excuses for guys. It's just a process of these guys just being consistent, because we got the guys we need. There's no question in my mind we got the guys we need, and it's just consistency, because I think those numbers, to be honest with you, when these guys really figure it out, those numbers are going to be even better.
Absolutely. And let's flip to your pitching. And what more can we say? I certainly have this, Mason certainly should be perhaps even on an All-American watch. I mean, he's pitching at a very high level. I know he's 2-0, had the ability to maybe even be 4-0 with a 2.42 ERA. And Coach, what more can you say about what Mason means to the Spartans at this point?
Oh, no question. We played Northwestern last weekend, and I got to know the coach pretty well. And he comes up to me on Saturday after Friday. He goes, "The first game, that's your number 1 guy?" I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "Man." He's like, "He's legit. That guy's legit." And I said, "Yeah." And he just kind of – Mason's been here 3 years. He's a local kid. He's from Parkway South High School. And he's only been pitching for about 5 years now. He didn't really start playing until his senior year in high school. And thanks to Adam Stahl, who was the head coach of Parkway South, kind of took him under his wing, and Adam's a big reason we got him here at Missouri Baptist, because there was bigger schools that were interested in Mason, and he's just bought into what we're doing. I mean, not just on the field, but off the field. He's just matured so much, and you just see it's so cool as a coach to see the whole thing kind of come together.
Right.
He's gone from being a guy who does what he has to do in the classroom to a guy who does well. He's doing well in the classroom. He's become a good student. He's come from a guy who's just been really talented to a guy who's put the work in, and now he's seen the results. He's seen the fruits of his labor. I put him against anybody. He had Central Methodist, who's as good a lineup as anybody I've seen in the last 5 or 6 years. He had them under control, and he had himself in a position to win a game. And unfortunately, we weren't able to hold on to it at the end. He handled them. And in the other game that he didn't get a win in, when he left the game, it was 1-1. He had us 1-1 in the 5th inning, going on short rest, and so we come and score a couple runs, and I think Sieglitz came in and got the win on that game. So for the most part, the pitching staff has been it's similar, but it's been when we're good, we're really good.
Right.
When we struggle, we have a really bad inning. We haven't had like a really bad extended game, but we have like a really bad inning. For example, like Northwestern last week, we give 8 in the first. When we had our home opener against Missouri Valley, we give up 5 in the first. It's just one bad inning, and other than that, the pitching staff has been what we've expected it to be. But Tom Mason's leading that staff.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's talk about something you always talk about: conference play. It's a big deal. Spartans have had tremendous success through your 22-year career as our Hall of Fame coach. So let's talk about the upcoming series. It's against William Woods. I know at the top of our broadcast you mentioned you're going to be playing at Carshield tomorrow. So give us a little bit of a preview of what's going to happen. When's Mason going to start, as well as Hess? So kind of give us a breakdown of what we can expect coming into the 4-game series to start conference play.
Well, the plan is right now, Mason's going to go game 1 tomorrow, in conference play this year has gone from 3-game sets. We haven't played 4-game sets since 2013, I believe was the last year we did that. That's a long weekend, man. 7-9 and a 7-9. And so the plan is right now we're going to go with Mason game 1 and Billy Heel, our lefty, who's been really good for us. He was outstanding against Northwestern. He came in the 5th inning. We were down 2-0. He got the last out of the 5th and then retired that guy and the next 12 guys to finish the game. Nobody reached base against him. And he gave us a chance to come back and win that ball game. And he's going to go game 2. He's another local product. He's out of Ladue. He's out of Clayton. And local kid was at STLCC over at Merrimack. And then game 3 right now is going to be Hess, and that's probably going to be Monday. He'll throw game 3. And game 4, Caleb Miley, one of the reasons we had a tough first inning, he got hurt in that first inning. And so Caleb Miley is going to be on the shelf for a little while. And so we're going to go into that last game. We're not 100% sure who we're going to pitch yet. I'm going to look at this, and I've done this in the past, but when we had these 4-game series, is I got basically 3 candidates, maybe 2, maybe 3 candidates. Like Aaron Jonas really stepped up this weekend in our the game we lost. We lost 11-4. I think that score we lost, and he pitched the last 5 innings and was really, really good. And Aaron turned himself to a chance to be in that mix. And Josh Sieglitz, who was basically our number 1 last year, and we've used him in the bullpen, and he's been great in the bullpen this year. We're kind of trying to mix and match. And so we're going to see who we use those first 3 games and how that plays out. And then the 4th game, we're going to start who we feel gives us the best chance to start that 4th game. That's how we're going to go at it this weekend.
All right, absolutely. Well, my final question is, because we talked about this in the last couple of years, we know there's been some shifts on the way the conference works in terms of getting in those at-large bids versus the automatic bids. And with COVID, if maybe you could catch us up to speed briefly on how that's going to work this year for getting those bids.
Well, the position we're in right now is we probably need to win the conference and put ourselves in a position to get to the conference and then a national tournament. So we have dropped from 11 teams to 8 teams. And unfortunately, that puts us, the way the NAIA does it, each conference gets a number of automatic bids based on how many teams you have in your conference. So when you have 10 or more teams, you get 2 automatic bids. When you have 6 to 9 teams, you get 1 automatic bid. So we've gone from having 2 automatic bids for an extended period of time to having 1 automatic bid now. And each conference can determine how to allocate those, how you earn the automatic bid. So we've decided, like we've done in the past, except for the 1 year we didn't do it and it hurt us. But the 1 year we've always had the top 2 teams to get to the conference tournament who play in the conference tournament championship game. Both of those teams get the automatic bid.
Okay.
And so this year it's going to be the team that wins the conference tournament. They get the automatic bid. So one of the reasons you do that is whoever wins our conference is most likely going to get into the conference tournament, or I'm sorry, the national tournament, because they should be ranked in a position for that to happen. And so our hope is that if they don't win the conference tournament, then somebody else wins the conference tournament, and then you get 2 teams in the national tournament. And in the past, we'd have 3 teams. Our hope is a way to get 3 teams in the tournament. Now, our conference, losing Freed-Hardman has lost us some national recognition, no question about it. And losing Park and Belleville has put us down below the 10 team mark, which is also puts us at a disadvantage. So we're going to be fighting and scraping to get that 1 automatic bid. Somebody, and the other team, with the way the conference is going right now, I don't know if we have an at-large bid or not. We don't know. I mean, that's something that's to be determined. And hopefully we get it going. I'd like to think that we're going to get it going, and we'll put ourselves in a position to win the conference. But there's good teams in the conference. You got Columbia, who's going to have a really nice team, is always very well coached by Darren and Boomer over there at Columbia. Mm-hmm. And then, Tony Repke, they're dealing with some different things right now down at Lyon, but he's one of the in my opinion, he's one of the better coaches in the country. And they're always going to be competitive and have a really good team. CBC's got some kids back that they had last year. They had it going for a little while last year. And Chris is doing a good job over at William Woods. I mean, I think they're a lot better than they've been, and we're going to find out tomorrow. But there's teams in there that I think can compete. So it's just going to be a matter of what happens, man. It's the most unpredictable year I've ever been involved with, guy. I mean, even as our team, there's times when I've expected us to be a little bit better, but then there's other times when I'm like, I kind of understand what's going on right now. We're just trying to figure this whole thing out. So It's interesting. And now we've been dealing with rain for 5 days straight now.
Right.
I mean, it started raining here last Friday or Saturday and basically hasn't ended since. It didn't rain on Sunday, but it's been raining Monday through today, and now we're supposed to get an inch of rain today. We can't even get on the turf. It's been raining so much. So we're just trying to figure it all out, man.
Well, I just want to let you know, I contemplated maybe going into the canoe today, just hosting from there on this broadcast, because I thought that'd be most appropriate,
I would have liked to have seen that.
Oh, I think Spartan fans would not like to see that, because knowing me, I'd probably flip over during the broadcast. So anyways, with that, Coach, we want to wish you all the best as you now, embark onto conference play, big 4-game series against William Woods. We want to wish you all the best, Coach. As always, we want to thank you for joining us on the Coaches Show. For Coach Ushold, I am Guy Danoff. We want to thank you for watching right here on the Spartan Digital Network.